कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय हरये परमात्मने प्रणतक्लेशनाशाय गोविंदाय नमो नमः. नमस्सभायै सर्वेभ्यो नमो नमः. In this session we are going to see Isavasya Upanishad. Isavasya Upanishad or Ishopanishad. Upanishads, that is the fourth part of all the Vedas. There are four parts of the Vedas: Samhita, Brahmanam, Aranyakam, Upanishad. We discussed about these four parts in the history section. The Upanishad, which is the last part, contains Brahma Vidya, which teaches about the Atma Vidya, Tattva Jnanam. Because Jnanat Rite na Muktihi, without knowledge, no salvation. So to gain such salvation, we need to gain the knowledge. For such knowledge, these Upanishads are helping us. Then what kind of knowledge the Upanishads are giving? Means that gives the knowledge of the spirituality. Adhyatma Vidya Rahasya Pradipadakaha Upanishadaha Bhavanti. It says the secrets of the Adhyatma Vidya. This Upanishads takes us towards the Brahma. So Brahma Prapti happens through the knowledge. To gain such Brahma Prapti, these Upanishads are showing the path. In this way, you can reach the Supreme Being. All the four Vedas, Rik, Yajur, Sama, Atharva Vedas, four Vedas are teaching about all the karma, what kind of karma supposed to be done, yagi, yajna, anushtanams, like the four parts, Samhita, Brahmanam, Aranyakam and Upanishad. All these parts are teaching, dealing with the things, how to praise the God, how to worship, what kind of yaga, yajna, anushtanam supposed to be done. There the Jnana Kandam, Upasana Kandam, likely Karma Kandam, likely we have discussed about the four parts of the Vedas, where the fourth part is the Upanishad. There are lot of Upanishads are there. Among many Upanishads, which belong to different Upanishad, each Rik Veda, Yajur Veda, Sama Veda and Atharva Veda, all are having Upanishads as the final part. That's why Veda Antam. So Vedanta Vicharam, if somebody does, he will quote many Upanishad Vakyam, because this Vedanta deals with the Brahma Vidya, Adhyatma Vidya, the spirituality. So this Upanishad helps us to understand who is Jiva, what is Jagat, who is Brahman, Paramatma, what are the differences, what are the sambandham between the Jivatma and Paramatma. Then all the Acharyas have written commentary based on their own matam. Adi Shankara Bhagavad-pada has written the Brahma Sutra Bhashyam, also the Upanishad Bhashyam based on the Advaita matam. Likely Ramanujacharya also written the commentary for all the Upanishads, even the Brahma Sutra, which is known as the Sri Bhashyam. The Sri Bhashyam based on Visishtadvaita Vedanta Matam. Also Madhvacharya has written the commentary for all the Upanishads based on the Dvaita Matam. Likely all the Upanishads, there are lot of Upanishads though, 1000 Upanishads are there, 108 Upanishads are there. Later, among those 108 Upanishads, there are 10 Upanishads which are very important. A sadhaka, the truth seeker, supposed to read all these Upanishads to gain the Adhyatma Jnanam. There, Isha Kena Katha Prashna Mundamandu Kyatittirihi Aitareyam Chachandogyam Brihadaranyakam Tatha. Totally 10 Upanishads are mentioned as the important Upanishads. There the first one, Isha, means Ishopanishad or Isavasyopanishad. Among the important 10 Upanishads, the first name itself given as the Ishopanishad. This deal with what karma is supposed to be done, who is the Paramatma, all the Jivatma, after giving up all the worldly pleasures, they are supposed to focus to gain the knowledge, because through knowledge only one can come out of all the sufferings and reach the Paramatma. Also this Isavasya Upanishad has the importance also available in a unique way, that all other Upanishads are having the dealing connection with the Vedas, the 4 bhagas of the Vedas, Brahmana Bhagam and Aranyaka Bhagam. So from these 2 bhagams, 2 parts of the Vedas, all the Upanishads are having deal. But the Isavasya Upanishad is the only Upanishad directly deals with the Samhita Bhagam in the Yajurveda, the recension, the Shakha, Shukla Yajurveda. There the Shukla Yajurveda, the last chapter, this Isavasya Upanishad comes. In the final chapter, Isavasya Upanishad, totally 18 mantras are there in the Isavasya Upanishad. This Isavasya Upanishad makes us to realize what is the need of gaining the knowledge, how knowledge is supreme, by performing which karma a man can come out of all the sufferings, by choosing which path a man can move towards the perfection. The perfection is only Paramatma, the Supreme Being. So, we need to come out of all the pleasure seeking, the worldly objects, keeping connection with the worldly objects. Our senses are connected with those worldly objects and keep on enjoying. So, we need to give up only the pleasure seeking tendency, and we need to focus in gaining knowledge. That is the Supreme Being. He is the Supreme Being. So through gaining such knowledge, the ignorance, which is the root cause for all our sufferings, only through knowledge only we can come out of our ignorance and we can focus in the Paramatma. Otherwise, what will happen? Again the cycle of the birth and death will keep on happen, because this janma, it's a samsara itself a dukkham, no? So in getting birth in this samsara will keep giving the sufferings only, dukkham only. So what happened? This embodied soul, after crossing the 3 stages, Kaumaram, Yauvanam, Vardhakyam, then it chooses the new body. Again Punarapi Jananam, Punarapi Maranam. Then this reaction, no, the chain goes for long. So the sufferings only takes place. That's why avidyaya mrityum tirtva vidyaya amritam ashnute. Avidya means that ajnanam. Because of the ajnanam, the sufferings are taking place. Once we gain the knowledge, the right knowledge, then we can move towards the perfection, that is the Supreme Being. Also, this Isavasya Upanishad gives what is Brahma, then what is the cause of the dukkham, why we are keep on suffering, why we are always seeking for the recognition, seeking for the validation, the karma whichever we perform, we are result oriented. So when we are result oriented, we are forgetting the goal of self realization, the God's realization, and reaching the supreme. We are completely forgetting that, and always result oriented, the pleasure seekers, we keep on performing those actions which gives the kamyartham only the phalam, the result. So understanding all the pleasures in this world are not permanent. The only permanent thing is the Brahma, the Paramatma. So to reach such supreme being, we need to perform the action selflessly. We should not seek pleasures in all the worldly objects. We need to get detached, and we need to be neutral in all the two pairs of opposites, like Sukham, Dukkham, both are there. We need to be neutral. We need to keep the equanimity in the mind. Also, we have seen many things in the Bhagavad Gita itself. This Isavasya Upanishad also gives us the right knowledge of the Adhyatma Vidya, the knowledge of spirituality, that insists us not to look on all the worldly objects, not to develop our desires. In this world, whichever things are available, even the dhanam, those are impermanent. If we are seeking the pleasures to enjoy all the dhanam, all the worldly object, that will push us into the sufferings only. That will never be the solution for our suffering. Once we get addicted to, we need to think the permanent solution for all our sufferings. If we looking for the temporary solution, the world, even the world is temporary. All the creatures living here, all are temporary. The things which are coming and going, all are temporary. Sukham, Dukkham, even the seasons, it will not stay for long. Then Grishma Ritu comes, Vasanta Ritu, Grishma Ritu if goes, then Varsha Ritu will come. Once the Varsha Ritu comes, then Sharad, Hemanta, Shishira, all the Ritus will keep on changing in this changing world. Only we need to focus which is unchanged, and we need to think about which is eternal. Our Atma is eternal, but our Shariram is perishable. So this perishable Shariram, which is can be killed, can be slain, or someday the Shariram, the death will happen, but there is no death for the Atma. So we need to have the knowledge of the Atma, which is eternal, a pervader, and which is permanent. So how we need to uplift ourselves to unite with the Paramatma. So this is what we need to focus. All the Upanishads are giving you the right knowledge so that you can come out of all your sufferings by achieving, by gaining the right knowledge. So this Upanishad or Isavasya Upanishad are giving the right knowledge. Also in many places it is giving many advices. We should not get much desire on anything. So the Prathama mantra, first mantra, Isavasyamidam sarvam yatkincha jagatyam jagat tena tyaktena bhunjitha ma gridha kasya svedhanam. Jagatyam yatkimcha jagat asti idam sarvam Isavasyam tena tyaktena bhunjitha kasya svedhanam ma gridha. We need to understand the Paramatma, who is omniscient, omnipresent, omnipotent, sarvavyapi. So in the universal motion, whichever things are here, everything in this changing world, Isavasyam, belongs to God and filled with His presence. Idam Jagat, Jagatyam etkincha Jagat asti, idam sarvam Isavasyam. Isha by the Lord, Vasyam means what? Habitation, which means filled, completely filled with His presence. God is omnipresent, no? Therefore, we need to understand the controller God who is everywhere. He is a Vibhu, Paramatma. There is no some space where the God's presence is not there. God is ever pervaded. All is a Sarvavyapi. We need to have the awareness of the controller, the Paramatma is everywhere. He is keep on controlling on us. So in this changing world, everything belongs to the God, the Supreme Being, and His presence is everywhere. Therefore, tena tyaktena bhunjithaha. Tena tyaktena. We need to renounce everything. Whichever we are thinking that through my effort, I gained this much wealth. I gained the success because of my hard work. And all the dravyam, whichever I gain in my life, I am enjoying all those things. So this is what naturally people do. But what kind of mentality we need to develop means with a sense of a detachment, also self-content. If a person is self-contented, having the self-contentment, then he will not seeking for the pleasure. Whichever given, everything is the blessings of the God. So God is there everywhere. And we are considering that I am the doer, having the sense of the doership, and we claim in all the thing, in all the success, because of me, it has been achieved. But you need to live your life with a sense of a detachment, which means you should not get attached with the results. You should not get attached with the fruit of your actions. In the action, whichever you perform, you should not look for the result. So that's why Sri Krishna Paramatma said, Karmanyeva adhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana. Your right is only to perform the duty, not in the result. You completely do all the actions renounced from the fruit of your actions. Completely renounced. You need to perform. Action supposed to be performed, not getting attached with the results or the fruits. So, with the same sense of detachment and contentment, you need to live your life and you need to enjoy the things which you accumulated. So, tena tyaktena bhunjithaha ma gridhaha kasyasvid dhanam. You should enjoy. Of course, you should enjoy the thing which you gain out of your hard work. But in this mantra itself, it insists us never consider yourself as the doer of your own success. And all the pleasures must be enjoyed with a sense of detachment, because things are given by the God. Nothing is much achieved by me. Also, ma gridha kasyasvid dhanam. You can enjoy only those things which are at your control, hard gained by you, also with a sense of detachment and thinking this is the blessing. But you should not desire or take what belongs to others. Kasyasvid dhanam. So kasyasvit, any man's possession, that dhanam, the wealth, you should not desire over it. What has given to you, what blessings you got, you attained the thing, you just have the self-contentment with the thing because of the blessings of the God. With the sense of detachment, you can enjoy, but you should not keep your sight on others' property, others' wealth. Never get jealous. In this world, things are impermanent. Even after knowing, if we are keeping our sight on others, looking at others' property, others' money, desiring on others' vastu, that is not at all acceptable, because nothing has been achieved by us, everything is blessing. So Veda Mantra itself makes us to realize the reality. We should not have such ego and the thought that I only doing, I only achieved, because of my hard work only everything has been achieved by me, gained by me. If we are having, that is a ego. That's why he says, Ma gridaha, the previous line, tena tyaktena bunjita, you should enjoy all the things whichever you gain, the wealth, all the arthika sampat you can enjoy with a sense of detachment. Tyaktena, that word we need to remember always, renounced. With the renunciation, we need to enjoy. At the same time, we should not gridhaha. Gridhaha means desiring on others' vastu, others' property. So this is what in the first mantra itself makes us to understand. Do your duty, gain whichever wealth you gain, you enjoy, but with a sense of renunciation, and never consider yourself as the doer. Everything here you achieved by the blessings of the God. Also, never desire on others' property, never get the ego, stay grounded, be modest. In the Prathama mantra, the first mantra itself, the mantra is available in the Isavasya Upanishad. Isavasyam idam sarvam. God is Isavasyam everywhere. The entire universe is completely filled with His presence. So we need to understand the controller of the entire universe is the God. He is everywhere. So stay humble, stay modest, and do your action. The action without thinking about the results of the action. Never get attached with the fruits of the action. Only perform the action which are assigned to you, and by the good action you need to gain the wealth. The wealth also must be enjoyed with a sense of renunciation, means the detachment. Also, you should not have jealous, you should not have any kind of desire on others' wealth. The second mantra says, Kurvanne veha karmani jijivishet shatam samaha evam tayinanyathe tosti na karma lipyate nare. This Isavasya Upanishad, usually Purushartha Chatushtayam is the Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. Their Dharma, one must perform the duty which is assigned to him, and standing in the righteousness, standing in the path of the justice, one must to perform those actions which are aligned with the Dharma, which gives the righteousness. So upholding the righteousness for the sake of the Dharma, one is supposed to perform the actions. By performing those actions, we need to gain the artha, means the wealth. So Dharma is the one, he is supposed to perform the Dharma. Through Dharma, he need to gain the artha, means that is the wealth. Then with the wealth which is accumulated by performing the dharma, with the dharma he is supposed to have the desire. Desire means kama. All have desire. We all work and fulfill our desires with the artham. But that even the kama also supposed to be placed only to be performed aligned with the dharma. For the sake of the dharma, with the artha you need to have the desire to perform dharma again. For the sake of dharma you will be spending the wealth which you gained. So while performing all these things, then the moksha, the salvation, he will definitely get. This is the Purushartha Chatushtayam. Even in Tamil, Aram, Porul, Inbam and Veedu. This Aram, Porul, Inbam, which the person is applying and gaining, then the Veedu, that is the moksha, is definitely there for him when he stands in the righteousness. So, all other Upanishads are not even Upanishads, all other Granthas to gain the Artha and Kama, many Granthas are there. How to gain the wealth, what kind of a desire a man supposed to have. So to deal with these two, among the Purushartha Chatushtaya, to deal with these two, many Granthas are available. Isavasya Upanishad is such Upanishad which helps us to gain the dharma and the moksha. To understand about the dharma, then to know the importance of gaining the moksha. So the Isavasya Upanishad helps us to understand among the Purushartha Chatushtaya the two things, how much important these both are. So in the Prathama Shloka itself, about the God, the mantra glorified about the God and said the presence of God is everywhere. He is a Vibhu, so Sarvavyapi. So always the God's blessing whichever you are gaining through your action, enjoy all those wealth with a sense of detachment. Never completely get addicted to it, because all those pleasures are impermanent. Also never get jealous, never get any kind of desire to enjoy others' property, others' wealth. So this is the mantra we discussed. In this mantra also, kurvanneva karmani jijivishet shatam samaha. Iha karmani kurvanneva shatam samaha jijivishet. A person who wish to live a long life, usually shatamanam bhavati, how many years a man can live? Means 100 years. How we can know? 100 Ayurvarisha shatam rana. Many texts are there which denotes a man supposed to live 100 years of life. That's why even the Veda mantras are also says shatamanam bhavati. 100 years may live like 100 years. So all wishing to live a long life, 100 years of life. So this is what all the person, all people like. So a person should perform their duties in this world and wish to live for 100 years while doing good actions. Here karmani kurvanne. Karmani means the action whichever assigned, the duties whichever assigned, a man supposed to perform those good actions and live a long life. See, if a person perform a bad action, any sinful act, he will be sentenced in the jail, he will be given the penalty, death penalty sometime. He can't live for 100 years. So what we can understand, only by performing the good actions a man can live 100 years. So that is the way he is supposed to live, by performing the good action. So it is needed kurvanne veha karmani Jijivishet shatam samaha. What kind of karma is there? All the kamya karma. If I am wishing to live 100 years of life, I am doing many Ayushya homams only for the sake of making my Ayu 100 years. I need to live without any diseases. So kamya karma, seeking for the result, getting attached with the fruits of the action. A man is performing all the actions result oriented or seeking for the pleasure, he is performing. That kind of karma one not supposed to do, because the previous shloka itself renounced from the fruits of the action. A man supposed to perform the karma. So here what kind of karma here? Nitya karma, Naimitika karma and Kamya karma is that Nitya karma is supposed to do. Then Naimitika karma, where the Grahana kalam, the Tarpanam, then like a Masa karma it comes. Then Kamya karma is phalam, seeking for some gain. A man when performs an action, that is the Kamya karma. So Swabhishta phalasiddhyartham, or to gain some wealth or to get all the fulfills desired, a man when he is performing the action, those actions will give the results, fruitful results. There is no doubt at all. But a man supposed to perform good actions by performing the duties detached. So this is what this mantra says. Perform those actions only for the sake of performing it for the duty, not completely checking for the result, attached with the result. So, here karmani kurvanni eva, by performing all those good actions only, a man can wish to live 100 years of life. Jiji Vishet, one should wish to live 100 years of life in this world by performing the good actions. Evam tvayi nanyathosti na karma lipyate nare. Evam tvayi nare itaha na anyatha asti yena karma na lipyate. If one acts in this way without selfish motives, those actions will not bind or harm them. Na karma lipyate, cleaves not. So here the karma sukham dukkham same kritva labha labhau jaya jayau. Likely Sri Krishna Paramatma also says mukta sangas samachara, without attachment you perform the action. Free from all the needs, free from all the desires, free from the attachment, you need to perform your action. When you perform in this manner, na karma lipyate nare, no act, the karma will be there that can bind you. So, without self motive, selflessly one is supposed to perform the action. That's why the self-knowledge but selfless action. How? The Jnana Yogam says self-knowledge. First we need to know about who am I, why I got birth, what is the duty for me, why a man suffering the entire life, after the death what happens, what is the distinction between body and soul, body, mind, soul. Then what is the soul? What is the secret behind the birth and death? All these things, all this knowledge, one is supposed to know in the Jnana Yoga. Sri Krishna Paramatma, after making him understand and says the action, you need to perform the action selflessly. Yogastha kuru karmani sangam tyaktva dhananjaya. You need to do yogastha. Perform the yoga. Samatvam yoga yuchyate. Equanimity is called as the yoga. Following the equanimity. When there are two pairs of opposite, where the success and failure, both are two pairs of opposite. But you need to follow the equanimity. You need to be neutral. You need to perform the action. So, follow the equanimity in the mind. Selflessly you need to perform the action. So this mantra also says, Evam tvayi nare itaha na anyatha asti yena karma na lipyate. Without selfish motives, if you perform the action only considering this is my duty, completely detached with the fruit of the action, if you perform, those actions will not bind or harm them. Those who are all performing the actions in this manner. So, in this Isavasya Upanishad, in the first and second mantras, it is informed that a man supposed to perform the action and need to understand the entire world is pervaded by the God. The universe, the entire universe is filled with His presence and He is the omnipresent. You should not get any kind of ego. Completely stay grounded, be humble, never desire others' property. Enjoy all the things your hard-earned wealth with a sense of detachment. Follow the renunciation and perform the action selflessly. A man who wishes to live 100 years of life, he need to perform the action selflessly without attachment, considering it's the duty. So when he is performing the duty, he is supposed to have the sense that he is not the doer. So free from the sense of doership, free from expecting the results, expectations, free from attachment. If a man performs for the sake of the duty, then that karma will never harm him. So usually when the action is performed selflessly, then no karma will create any kind of reaction or the harm or bind the person, because the motive is always selfless. Without selfish motives, one is supposed to perform. So this is what the mantras are telling. In upcoming mantras, we are going to discuss in upcoming videos. Dhanyavadaha. Namo Namaha.